President Trump on Monday claimed he would win the presidential election if House Speaker Nancy Pelosi actually attempted to use impeachment as an option to block his eventual Supreme Court nominee from being confirmed to the seat vacated by the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Over the weekend, after it was announced that Ginsburg had passed away on Friday, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, RK, vowed that a Trump nominee to the Supreme Court to fill her vacancy will receive a vote on the floor of the United States Senate. In response, Pelosi, California, in an interview, would not rule out impeachment as an option to stop a Trump nominee from being confirmed to the bench of the High Court by the Senate. The president, though, during an exclusive interview on Fox and Friends Monday morning, said nominating a justice to the High Court is part of his constitutional duty. "I heard if I nominate, they're going to impeach me," Trump said Monday during an exclusive interview with Fox and Friends. "So they're impeaching me for doing what constitutionally I have to do," he said. "If they do that, we win all elections." The president added that he thinks that if House Democrats move ahead with impeachment of any kind, his numbers will go up. "I think we'll win the entire election," he said. "I think we're going to win back the House. I think we're going to win the House anyway." The president's comments come after Pelosi, California, in an interview on ABC News this week, was asked by George Stephanopoulos about the possibility of using impeachment as an option. "We have our options. We have arrows in our quiver that I'm not about to discuss right now, but the fact is we have a big challenge in our country," Pelosi said. "This president has threatened to not even accept the results of the election." She added, "Our main goal would be to protect the integrity of the election as we protect the people from the coronavirus." Pelosi was pressed again on whether she would employ impeachment tactics, to which she said the Constitution requires that Congress use every arrow in our quiver. "We have a responsibility," Pelosi said. "We take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. We have a responsibility to meet the needs of the American people." She added, "When we weigh the equities of protecting our democracy, it requires us to use every arrow in our quiver." The White House on Sunday slammed Pelosi's suggestion as a bizarre and dangerous power grab. The speaker threatened to impeach the president, again, for simply fulfilling his constitutional obligation. White House Deputy Press Secretary Brian Morgenstern told Fox News, "Numerous Democrats are threatening to pack the court and say things like nothing is off the table. These are bizarre and dangerous power grabs by Democrats who will stop at nothing to erode the Constitution to enact their radical agenda." He added, "President Trump will fulfill his constitutional duty to protect our God-given rights and do his part to fill the seat." The House of Representatives, in December, voted to adopt 2 articles of impeachment against the president, abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. The House of Representatives, in December, voted to adopt 2 articles of impeachment against the president, abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. The president's request came after millions of dollars in U.S. military aid to Ukraine had been frozen, which Democrats argue shows a quid pro quo arrangement. Trump has denied any wrongdoing. The president was acquitted on both articles of impeachment by the Senate in February. Meanwhile, in June, House Judiciary Committee Chairman Gerald Nadler, DNY, suggested that his panel may very well initiate impeachment proceedings against Attorney General Bill Barr, amid his committee's broad investigation into the alleged unprecedented politicization of the Justice Department under the Trump administration. The status of that committee's investigation, at this point, is unclear.